nuggets that you'll be able to start implementing in your daily trading right away. So each presenter will be speaking for 1 hour. We have the event will be recorded, and we usually send out the recordings. I know I get a lot of questions. The event will be recorded and will be sent out usually within 24 to 48 hours. So without further ado, first up, we have with us Rob Booker. Now, Rob's going to be, his presentation is going to be how to find great FX trades every single day. And he's going to be showing you tricks and strategies from a professional short-term trader. Rob is the author of Adventures of a Currency Trader and also the founder of TFL365.com. Rob, you there?
I am. Hello.
Good morning, Rob.
How are you all doing? It's good to be here. Thank you so much for having me on the webinar. I am thrilled to be here. I shot out of bed this morning just thinking, oh boy, this is going to be awesome. I get to talk about trading on a Saturday. Usually I have to find random strangers and hit them up for some conversation. And they're not that interested in talking about trading any day of the week, let alone Saturday. So I'm thrilled to be here together with the traders. Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob.
All right, so I'll just hop right into this anytime you all want. I'm going to save some time at the end of this presentation for questions, like questions about my trading or your trading or whatever. And I'm super thrilled for you to be here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story to kick this whole thing off, and then we're going to get into a trading strategy that I use every day, and then we're going to talk about process and how you can apply the process that I use to your own trading, and then we're going to go ahead and I'll get off, and then somebody much smarter than me will get on and teach you something else. All right. I often hear the quotation, I'm not getting enough good trades, and that was actually the text of an email that I received a few weeks ago. Not enough good trades. Not enough trades, or not enough good trades. So you want more trades, I said to this fellow, and you want them to be good. All right, well that makes sense, because no one ever says, I'm not finding enough bad trades, ever. They never say that. Who wants bad trades, right? Nobody wants to see bad trades. They don't ever say that. Well, I do. Yeah, that's right, and I'm going to explain why. Everyone wants more trades. More trades, like a huge, giant beast, like a huge fat beast or whatever. Fat beast. Let's look up fat beast on Google. Yeah, like this, this could be disgusting, but yeah, like a huge, I want more trades. That's how we all feel, especially at the beginning of our trading career. That's the ambitious trader, hoping for action, like a new recruit grasping his weapon in the jungle, looking for somebody to get. And we want more trades because we want more action. We want more action because we want to build our trading accounts. We want to build our trading accounts because that means we can leave our sucky jobs, and we can leave Bill in accounting, who keeps trying to look up our skirt and who sweats like a guilty slob sitting in a dirty movie every time he does it. Well, I'd like to say goodbye to Bill in accounting, and I'd like for you to say goodbye to Jane in human resources, who never has a nice thing to say about anyone. I want you to tell all these people they can go, well, anyway, you know it. You want to be able to tell those people. You ever seen the movie Office Space? You know what I'm talking about. Most of our lives are spent in quiet desperation and absolute drudgery at some office, and many of us who come into the world of trading trying to avoid this kind of a lifestyle, because this kind of a lifestyle sucks. The problem is a lot of us don't know how to transition from a very structured day where we know what our boss wants. He wants us to come in on Saturday and fill out our TPC reports. We all know that. We know what to do and how to do it, and we know how to pretty much get a good job on our work day. We know how to do it. We know how to please the people that we work for. But with respect to trading, we get into this world of trading, and then all of a sudden we're like, absolute freedom! And then we're in our underwear and roaming around the house, and we're not really getting anything done, and we're not eating very well, and we're not exercising anymore, and we're certainly not leaving the house on time, and the kids are wondering what's wrong with us because we're drinking vodka at 4 a.m. or something like that. Anyway, the thing is, we want more trades at this point because we want to make more money. And you can't make money if you don't take trades, and that's a logical, tight little argument. Good job with logic, right, Rob? Good job, Rob. Check plus for me for thinking clearly on a Saturday morning. But I want to steer the car off the main highway here, and I want to rumble over a little gravel road in trading land, and I want to go to a place where no one ever goes in a trading webinar. So I want to get you, for example, or the purpose of this is some advice that you can actually really use that will make a difference. And I'm going to have to teach you, in order to teach you how to find more good trades, I'm going to have to teach you exactly what it is that I do. And I'm not going to do it by teasing you or selling to you or talking down to you like I know a lot more than you or whatever. I am a trader, and I love traders, so I'm one of you. And traders are my favorite people. And because I'm a trader, I guess that means that I'm one of my own favorite people. Good job. Anyway, here's the point. I trade a methodology called Knoxville divergence. And I'm not going to have enough time today to like explore the depths and the heights of this deliciously simple trading system. But I'm going to do my darn bestest to get that done today for you. And I'm going to do my best to describe to you the exact process that I use to find trades. And I'm going to express to you my sincere belief that only by throwing away the crap trades, only by finding bad trades and knowing how to throw those away, can you find a lot of great trades. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to describe a trading system to you. Now, for those of you that already know what Knoxville divergence is, I apologize in advance for boring you to tears. Some of you, like John, hey John, are going to be on in an hour and 53 minutes with me when I do part of the second half of the big trading course that we've got in the works. And we're going to talk more about this. We're going to go deeper into this. So John, you could probably go get a bagel or something because this is not going to impress you at all. So if you already know me, this is going to be something that you already heard. Enough already with that. Knoxville divergence is the disagreement between price and an indicator. That's divergence. Game on. Knoxville divergence is the disagreement between price moving down and the momentum indicator, which is not shown in this chart, and I will explain why in a moment. This disagreement. In this chart, you see a red line traveling down. All right, so that line's moving down. This is a big deal to me. The line was drawn on the chart because down below here in hidden indicator land, the momentum indicator is rising while price is falling. That's the big D. Divergence. Divergence is awesome. But the empty ghost towns of the world of trading are littered with the bloodied and dead bodies of people who thought divergence was cool, but then went broke trading against the trend. And then the vultures came and picked at their corpses, etc. And additional disgusting details are unnecessary. To avoid getting trashed by gargantuan trends, I try to trade only when divergence deals up a doozy, like a divergence trade with a twist. And I want to talk about the twist here today, and that's going to help me talk about how to sift through a bunch of trade opportunities every day. And that's going to help me describe to you how you can sift through a bunch of trade opportunities every day, and then you can just settle on the trades that you like. So although I'm going to talk about my trading system, I want to make sure you know that I think that your trading system is better than mine. Why? Because it's yours. Why would you want to trade my trading system? You should want to trade your own trading system. If you don't have a trading system, then I apologize for saying that, and you are most welcome to trade my trading system. Let's get some specific things out of the way. The charts that you're looking at right now on the screen in front of you are TradingView.com. TradingView charts are awesome. They're web-based, which means they're delivered through a browser, which means you can take them anywhere, which means you can switch computers, lose your computer, jump on another computer, sell your computer, steal a computer, use a computer in a Starbucks when someone goes to the bathroom, and all the charts on that computer are going to be yours. That's awesome. Now, I end up using my one computer most of the time. I have a little MacBook Air that I do everything from. So I don't really need to steal anybody's computer. But I love these charts because they're always updated. They're always where I left them. And they're saved, and they're updated, and they're all in the cloud. I don't even know what the hell the cloud is, but my charts are in the cloud, and I like that. That makes me feel good. The TradingView.com charts include some specialized indicators, some of which I built. They're called the Raw Booker indicators. On the TradingView.com charts, you have Booker Knoxville divergence and Booker reversal tabs. We're going to talk about them indicators in just a moment. I also use MetaTrader. MetaTrader was built in 1876 by a band of drunken Russian programmers around the time of the Bolshevik Revolution or something like that in like 1917. MetaTrader is great, especially if you like cars that were built in 1900, and also you enjoy it when your platform crashes every 5 minutes, and you love to use only Windows computers. None of those things are true about me. So I have to log into a remote private server, a virtual private server, and use MetaTrader, because I do put my trades on in MetaTrader so I can use robots and other things. So I trade through MetaTrader through a little window like this, and I put my indicators on MetaTrader as well and run them as robots sometimes so that I can be lazier and catch up faster on Breaking Bad, which, by the way, I never thought I would like, and now cannot stop watching it almost every single free moment that I have. So a shout out to Walter. Anyway, so I use both platforms. I chart on TradingView, and then I put my trades in on MetaTrader because it's got robots that can manage my trades more successfully than I can, because I'm an emotional wreck. As soon as I get a little bit of profit, I start freaking out and peeing in my pants. Not good for your trading. Here's what I do every morning. First, I wake up at 4:35 in the morning. It's all a pretty early time to wake up, but I live on the West Coast. At 4:35 in the morning, I scratch my bottom, get a glass of water, wash my face, sometimes take a shower if I smell really bad, get another glass of water, sit down at my computer in the dark, turn on the lights, and then turn on the All India radio channel on Spotify. You can know my process exactly, because I don't think there's any reason why you wouldn't want to know everything that I do. I think it's pretty interesting. Then I start cycling through by about 4:45 in the morning these charts, and I will show you exactly what I look for and why I look for it and how I look for it. And remember, this is recorded, so although I'm talking fast, I'm trying to do that so that we have plenty of time for your questions. I want to get through this information as quickly as possible. Knoxville divergence is the disagreement between price, in this case price moving down, and the momentum indicator moving up. So I could plot momentum on my chart, and I will do that briefly, but I'm not going to get deeply into momentum indicators and whatnot. I'm not going to do that. Let's do this. Built-in momentum 20. All right, there's momentum indicator, and as you can see, the momentum is price is dropping, but momentum is up. It's got mo up. Momentum up, more moving up. That's nice. That's delicious. That's what we want to see. Good job, momentum. You're doing it right. Nobody needs to correct you. You get a check plus and a smelly sticker for doing divergence. Divergence is the disagreement between these two things. Price is like, hey, we're moving down, and momentum is like, F that, man, we're moving up. This is like momentum saying, hey, people are not enthusiastic about your stupid idea about going down, price. You're going down, I'm moving up. Let's remove all the drawing tools and get an even clearer view of this. And let's change the color on my momentum indicator, which I don't know why. It's gray and hard to see. Let's make it blue. So momentum is like, whoa, dude, you are dropping too fast. People do not like what you were doing. Slow it down. We're moving up. We want to go up. Early warning sign. The warning bell. Here, I'll draw a warning bell. This is a warning bell. It's got a little bell at the bottom. Put a little crack in the warning bell. And so that's a warning bell. It's like, hey, Mexican peso, are you ready to weaken? Dollar, are you ready to get stronger? You ready to do some push-ups? And price is like, no, not yet, not yet. And that's where divergence traders get into trouble. Divergence traders are like, hey, it's divergence. I think I'll buy some right here. That's a common problem with divergence traders. Now listen, I've traded divergence for about 14 years. And I have taken my fair share of early entries trying to pick the bottom. The only thing you get as a trader when you try to pick a bottom is a really, really smelly finger. That's what you get. He who pick bottom gets smelly finger. I think that was first said by Confucius in 1776. Anyway, no one cares about that statement. What you want to know is how I do get a trade. But see, the first thing that I do is throw out. I throw out the crap. I throw out, no, that's not good enough for me yet. That's not going to do it for me. I also need to see what I call a reversal tab. Now, a reversal tab is a view of the moving average convergence divergence, that's MACD, crossing over the zero line with a few fancy settings. But essentially, this is a tab that is printed when the MACD is crossing over the zero line. So let's pull up some MACD here. Let's get some MACD in this joint. There's MACD. Hey, MACD, how y'all doing? MACD's like, I'm right here. I'm going up to the 0 line right here. You see that, Booker? I'm going up to the 0 line. Would you like to come above the 0 line with me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, whatevs. I'll do it. There's another one through the 0 line. So I have divergence now. Disagreement between price and momentum. And then I've got the MACD moving up through the 0 line. That's special to my heart. I like it. It's not enough for me yet. Remember, a lot of people's went broke all up in this joint by now trading immediately. You could do that with stocks, but we're not here to talk about stocks today. We're here to talk about Forex, which is better. So I see all this stuff happening in the joint, and I'm like, I want to be a part of your fancy and beautiful life. I want to get together with you, dollar Mexican peso, and make beautiful Forex babies. That's what I want to do. I want to make money together with you. And so I add a third condition. First condition was divergence. Second condition was a reversal tab, which is dependent on the MACD doing things that the MACD must do, which is the MACD moving up through the 0 line. Done. We said it was done. And I just print these indicators on my charts. Why do I do that? Because I don't want to look at a bunch of garbage on my charts. I don't want to look at a bunch of indicators filling up the bottom of this joint. I don't want to get confused and start telling myself some story about the momentum indicator or whatever. I want to know simply and clearly what I'm doing. Part of my process in the morning is I'm too damn tired to be sorting through all kinds of indicators and specialized garbage. So this is all I look at. I reduce it down to its bare minimum. Just these indicators, which were so kindly built for me by TradingView people. And then on MetaTrader, I built them with myself, which means I paid a guy to build them. And he built them for MetaTrader too, so that I can look at either one and I can know what's going on up all in here. Third element after divergence and the reversal tabs is I need to plot a level of resistance. From the Star Trek movies, you will know that resistance is futile. That's a lie. Resistance is not futile. Resistance is awesome. Support's awesome too. What I do then is I draw a level of resistance or a line across price above where we've been trading, above the reversal tabs, north of the reversal tabs. You go a little bit north of the reversal tabs, and then you're going to see a pond, and that pond's been stocked with fresh trout. And so you know that you have some resistance here. So I've got three elements: divergence, reversal tab, and a resistance level. How do I draw the resistance level? Let me show you how I draw it. I look for 3 or 4 places where price seems to have gone to and stopped. Stopped. Stop. And then I draw my level of resistance across that level. I'll do this like 4 or 5 other times in today's presentation, so you get the gist of what I'm doing all up in here. Then I place an entry above that resistance level. So now I know that I've got divergence, I've got a reversal tab, and I'm going to put my order to buy at 13.650, 13.1650, excuse me, buy. Why do I do that? Because I had all 3 elements that I look for: divergence, reversal tab, resistance level. Do you not know how to make divergence? Are you confused about reversal tabs? Do you wonder what the frick is going on with this resistance level? Never fear, my friend. That's why we're in a webinar. I will teach it to you shortly. Stay tuned, because presently we're going to do a whole lot more of this all up in here, and it's only 20 minutes after the hour. So stay tuned for more awesomeness. But here's the most important thing. I want you to set aside for a minute that you need to know what this divergence is, and set aside for a minute that you need to know what this reversal tab is, and set aside for a minute that you need to know what this resistance is. We got enough time, so just everybody set down your crack pipes and just listen to me and hear the words coming out of my mouth for just a minute without worrying about what the system is. I want you to sear an image of this in your brain hopper. I want you to write this into your hearts, Because what I do in the morning with this is what you can do in the morning with a friggin' Bollinger Band system or anything else. You don't need this system. You need the process. And I'm going to describe to you why in just a moment. I look for something that looks like this every single day at 4:45. It takes me 15 minutes. Every single day I cycle through the charts, and here's what I do. So we're going to do it right now. Watch us. We're going to do it. Pound Australian. Does it look like the chart that I just showed? Yeah, it does a little bit. I have divergence, and I have a reversal tab, and I have a clear level of support right here. That looks like a friggin' trade. Good job, Pound Aussie, for not sucking. 1.7029 sell. I just came up with a sell trade. Done. Let's not worry about the stop loss right now. We'll come back to that stuff later. All right? Let's go to the Australian dollar. Boom shakalaka. It was already a trade. That's one that already went. Boy, I love this trading system. I love this trading system like children love ice cream. I love it. Let's say to ourselves, hey, selves, does this look like what I look for? Hey, look, there's divergence. There's a reversal tab. Let's draw a level of friggin' resistance. Boom. Boy, good job, Aussie dollar. 92.85. .9285. Buy. Found another trade. Dang. Love that. Look at dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss, a U trade? Okay, dollar Swiss, you are definitely not looking like what I liked to see. Not looking like what I like to see. You got divergence all over the place. You got reversal tabs going in both directions. You don't look like what I like. Goodbye. Pound dollar. Do you look like what I like? Reversal tab. Lots of divergence. Divergence in both directions. What the hell is going on with you, pound dollar? You got reversal tabs in both directions. You got divergence all up in this joint going both ways. What is your problem? Maybe we could force it by putting a line down here. Divergence, reversal tab. It's not too bad. Reversal tab, divergence, support level. Yeah, we could sell down below this thing. 57.73. 1.5769 sell. That looks pretty much like the pattern we're looking for. All right, that's fine. Euro dollar. What are you doing, euro dollar? Hello, euro dollar. You look like this? You look like what I like? Man, you are screwed up, man. You got all kinds of divergence going in multiple different directions. You got all kinds of old trades that I used to put on here, but now I'm tired of. So let's just remove everything and say, does this look like what I look for? Is there divergence up here? Is there a reversal tab? No, there's no divergence up here. There's just reversal tabs. Bye. Not a trade. What about you? Oh, this was such a great trade last week. Sorry, it's not a new trade for us. Does this look like what I look like? Is there divergence here on the present candles? No, you're done. Goodbye, dollar yen. Have a nice day. Oh, man, another great trade from last week, euro yen. I loved you. You did well for everyone. Thank you, but now it's time to move on. Oh, there's divergence here. Is there a reversal tab over to the right? No, you're over. You're done. Done. You're sifted out. I don't like you. Euro Canadian, do you look like what I like? No, there's no divergence here. There's no reversal tab in the present area. Done. Do you remember what I said earlier, that the secret to finding more trades is learning how to throw out the garbage? This is what happens to a lot of traders. Let's just type in beautiful woman. I'm not going to show you any dirty pictures. So I click on beautiful woman. You know what some people do? Some people get all up in this joint and they're like, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful. I love you. I love you, ScarJo. ScarJo's going to fall in love with me, and we're going to make babies, and she's never going to leave me for Brad Pitt or whatever. We start telling ourselves all this BS, right? You've been down that road before as a man or woman where you kind of got infatuated with someone that you knew, and then you couldn't stop thinking about them, and they didn't like you. But that just made you like them more. Traders do this all the time. They say, this is my favorite currency pair, or stock, or option, or futures contract. And then you start just every day, you open it up, and you're like, hello, favorite currency pair, I love you. I'm going to write you a note today, and I'm going to just look at you perpetually. And what happens is, this doesn't love you. Today, the Euro Canadian doesn't love you. The Canadian doesn't give a crap about you. It's not ready for any trade, so you throw it out. And instead of getting attached to one particular financial instrument, which is a dangerous way to live your life, it's like getting infatuated with someone that doesn't know your name. This is not a trade, and you throw it out. You say, you know what, EuroCAD, you're beautiful, but you also, in order to attract my attention, you need to be smart and divergent. It's not. It's not presently divergent. No check plus, check minus, no smelly sticker, no, no, no. That means I don't get caught up in trying to plan a trade on something that's my favorite. Every day, every day, every day, every day, 8 days a week, somebody asks me, hey, give me a deal on the euro dollar. Why? Because they love the euro dollar. What if there ain't no deal in this joint? Then people say, I need to take a trade on the euro dollar. It's my favorite. I do best on it. There's no trade. Goodbye. No trade. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You cannot trade something that isn't ready. She doesn't like you yet. You got to play hard to get. That's what you got to do, and you aren't doing it. Dollar yen, you're not ready. I need you to dress nicer. I need you to wear some fancy clothes and take a shower. Cut your hair, dollar yen. And the dollar yen's like, whoa, I'm going to get all gussied up for that guy. He respects himself as a trader. I'm not going to, the dollar yen's then like, I got to get some divergence. I got to find some where do you get divergence, he says to the euro yen. The euro yen's like, I'm not telling you nothing because I want to go out with him. Euro yen's like, I'm waiting for a reversal tab, so I'm ahead of you, dollar yen. And so now they're competing for my attention, and I'm throwing shit out every morning instead of just piling up the trade ideas on stuff that isn't ready. I'm not trying to talk myself into a trade. I'm trying to say, no, you're not ready, but you can come back to me when you are. Dollar CAD, for example, oh, so delicious. Let's talk about one that was a trade and how we got it to be a trade. You are in store. Something is coming your way. Here it is. There's divergence. I love divergence more than I love coffee in the morning. I want divergence in the morning. This is divergence. Price is moving down. Earlier I told you that divergence was drawn because momentum, Momo, was moving up. That's an early warning sign that the dollar CAD wants to pound the short sellers in the face with pots and pans. Bow! That's what it wants to do. But I'm not trading it right there. I'm not going to pick a bottom. I don't want no smelly finger. You want me to pick your bottom, dollar CAD? Then you take a little shower. You clean up down there. And then, look, reversal tabs. 3 of them. You can't see them because they're kind of overlapping. But 3 of them. That means that the MACD crossed over the 0 line 3 times in rapid succession. That's consolidation. That's the winding up of a rubber band ready to spring. That's another early warning sign that this guy, dollar CAD, wants to go up in here. Short sellers beware. It's got 2 things I look for. Dollar yen didn't. Dollar CAD could do it, dollar yen. Why don't you get on your Shanks pony and start doing me some business? This is your job. So dollar CAD then needs a resistance level. So what I did over here, and this was, of course, you weren't around for it because you're not, I'm not going to promote anything to you, but you're not like, you don't get emails from me, wink, about trades that I'm going to take. So I drew this line of resistance. You have to take my word for it, or the word of those people who are here today in the webinar that know about what I do and how I do it. I drew this resistance level here. Why so ever did I do that? I drew it here because this price rejected that level. Price was rejected at this level. It was like me in high school, constant rejection. And it got rejected. So I knew that this was a tough line to cross. And then it got rejected here, rejected again. Carrie didn't want to go out with me. She didn't want to go to the fish under the sea dance with me in 7th grade. She thought I was a chump. I loved that girl till I was a senior in high school. I wasted so much time on that girl. By the way, also during that time, I liked Bridget Dawson and about 25 other people. So I was getting rejected by more than one person. Likewise, we want to see the dollar CAD get rejected multiple times. It makes us feel better, like we were not the only ones to get rejected back then. We're not alone. You're not alone. So you know that it was rejected twice. I've been rejected twice so many times I can't even count. If I could have a nickel for every time I was rejected twice, I would be a bazillionaire. I'm telling you. Anyway, as soon as price crossed up in this joint to 0337, above my level of resistance, I knew that I had worn down Bridget Dawson. I had worn her down. She was like, fine, I will go out with you. Fine, no more rejection. You can cross over into the territory. You can take me to the ice cream shop, but I will not hold your hand, and we cannot act like we are together because I have a boyfriend in college. And I was like, whatever, dude. I'm all over that. Like, whatever, man. I'm way into that. Of course, that never happened. She never accepted any dates from me. But the dollar CAD last week did, and the dollar CAD went to 0337. That means, what happened? What does that mean? That means that the trailing stops of the short sellers were violated. That means short sellers had to start buying to close their short trades. I've been short all my life. These people have been short for a while, and they needed to get out of their short trades with buy trades. Buy trades closed short trades. They bought because they were short. They bought because they were selling, and their trailing stop was hit, and they bought. That means that there was buying pressure, and the dam had broken. The resistance had been futile, or whatever, and it was time for me to add to that. So I'm buying, and they're buying. They're buying to close. I'm buying to open. That's what you call a short squeeze. That's a short squeeze. It's when the short sellers get violated by the people buying. So we know that this is an area of resistance. Their stop losses are here to protect their profit. They start closing their trades. I start opening mine. That's like pressure on top of pressure. That's stacks on top of stacks. And everybody's like, oh no, do not panic. Do not leave the building. This is a false alarm. Everything's going to be fine, short sellers. You stay in those sell positions. Nothing will ever go wrong. That's what they think. They never think anything's going to go wrong. They don't want to clear the building. They always laugh at the fire alarms. But then they start to get nervous, and they start to close their trades more, and I start to buy more. They start to close more. And pretty soon, all of a sudden, the dollar CAD doesn't look like a downtrend anymore. And I knew it. See? I knew it because I knew what I was looking for. I knew it. What I was doing. Where you were going. So I knew what to do. I knew to set up this buy trade because the pattern had emerged. It had emerged out of nothing, the dollar CAD. And so now I'm long friggin' dollar CAD, or, you know, traders who trade with me are dollar long. I was done trading already, so blah, blah, blah. Anyway, let's go into the Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD, you look like what I like? Oh, that was such a beautiful trade last week. Divergence, reversal tab, support level, boom, shakalaka, and it moved right down through that sell level and hit the profit target with aplomb. Okay, do you look like what I like? Divergence, reversal tab. Yeah, you look like we could do magic together. So I got a resistance level here. Why? Because you were rejected there, and you were rejected here. You've been rejected multiple times. I like you. We have something in common. Rejection. Your level is at 95.78. 95.83 is above that level. Let's buy you. Let's buy you. Let's go to the bayou. Get some crawfish. There you go. And then we just get a profit target all up in this joint, back up where we were before. Nice. People are liking my morning photo on Instagram. You want to see the sunrise in Gilbert, Arizona? You got it. I know you did. Go to Instagram. Follow me. Let's be friends. That's sunrise this morning. How could I not be in a good mood when that came up over the horizon? That beautiful ball of glowing butter. It's like a little pat of butter saying, put me on a pancake this morning. That will happen. But I must do this webinar first. So I put a profit target up here at 96.20. Why? Because it's another area of resistance, more rejection. Boy, when you get rejected as much as I did in high school, then you get good at support and resistance because it's just the identification of rejection. All right, so I know I'm going to buy at 95.83 because it looks like what I like. What I got to like is divergence, reversal tab, resistance, as Mark from Real Traders Webinar would say, because he's French. Hey, Somebody's already liking my photo from this webinar. Get all up in here, Instagram friends. Come on, like my photos. So I know that I like to go up because it's got the pattern. I'm already ignoring all this other mumbo jumbo, my favorite whatever. I'm ignoring it. I know I don't have to pay attention to it. The act of knowing what you can ignore is powerful. This was a buy trade last week. Divergence, reversal tab, buy trade at 43.03. That was delicious and beautiful and nutritious. Any vitamins. So that's really kind of small divergence. Does that look like the kind of divergence I saw earlier? No. Now you're done. I'm done with you. Does this look like the divergence that I like? Oh, yeah. Oh, look at this. I haven't looked at this yet. We have divergence up here, 2 reversal tabs, and I can draw a level of support down here. This is delightful. Oh, boy, that is so beautiful. So if it's 4:45 in the morning, I am just overcome with joy. That level's at 80.94. 80.92 sell. These are actual trades I'll take, by the way. This isn't just me bullshitting you. Sorry for the language. Apologize. Apologize to your sensitive ears and your children that are listening with you. I did not just say what you thought I said. I said bull honky. Your children aren't even awake yet. That's how dedicated you are to trading. Profit target down here at 80.40. That's right, 80.40 New Zealand dollar. That's where I want you to go. I expect you to go there. I demand it. It's your job. Where does the stop loss go? Everybody's asking. I haven't even read the questions, and I know that 400 people asked where the stop loss was. You want to know where the stop loss is? Follow me on Instagram. You know where I am on Instagram? I'm at Rob Booker. Most people come on this webinar and start selling you stuff. I'm just going to say, let's be friends on Instagram. I don't even post pictures related to trading on Instagram, just sunrises and sunsets. 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 Anyway, go ahead. Find me on Instagram. Let's be friends. Let's get all up in there. Where does the stop loss go? Back to your question. Thank you, gentle sir. The stop loss goes above the absolute highs, the highest point that it went in the setup of divergence. So the highest point that it went when it was making the divergence is where you put the stop loss. You put a red line which dashed. So if I'm going to take this pound Australian, I'm going to put a stop loss way up here. That's a giant stop loss. I might not take that trade because that's a giant stop loss. I'm always in control. This doesn't own me. I own it. I'm in control of this process. Where am I going to put the stop loss on an Australian dollar, US dollar 15-minute buy trade that I just planned a minute ago? Down here below this, below the absolute lows. That's right. Down here, plenty of room, keeps it safe, keep me protected and safe. Always bring protection to your trade. That is the way that you do not blow up. Now, that you might say, Booker, that's a big stop loss. I say, yeah, that's a big stop loss. Glad you noticed. Why don't you put it a little closer? If you are a little worried, get a little closer. Why don't you get a little closer and put your stop loss maybe higher, as Peter Gabriel would say. You can put it higher. You can do whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you a little secret in about 30 seconds that will keep you from ever having to use this stop loss. And here's the secret. Is move to break even, yo, at 10 to 15 pips. So once your trade gets 10 to 15 pips positive, move to break even, yo. That means lock it in. Lock it in, lock it in. So if the Aussie dollar rises up here, so if it rises 10 to 15 pips up that way, I go, yeah, stop loss? Your job is to go here now. That's your job. That's your job, is to protect me. Your job is to stand at the door and not let this bad boy go down. That's right. That's your job. That's the only job you have. And if you want to, you draw extra lines here. And the more lines you draw psychologically, that just makes me think that it can't break through this level. Oh, you are hitting me up on Instagram? Oh, that is nice. Okay, so there you go. That is that's my process. I'm gonna describe to you now simply and clearly, without making one joke. I'm going to describe to you what I think about all this. I think that you can apply this process to anything you want to do. You want to trade Bollinger Bands? You want to trade Bollingers? Fine. Trade Bollinger Bands. Whatever your Bollinger Band system is, let's put up some Let's put up some Bollinger Bands in this place. Moon phases. Let's put up the moon phases. I don't know what the hell that is, but we're going to put them on there. So I got moon phases on here, and I got Bollinger Bands. Let's say your Bollinger Band strategy says, yo, fancy pants, anytime, I might not even find a trade, but let's say anytime price goes outside the Bollinger Band, a candle body, a full candle body is formed outside the Bollinger Band. Let's say that anytime that happens, I'm going to sell the shizite out of this, like right here, right here. Let's say that you're going to buy it. Excuse me. Anytime you see a full-on candle outside that Bollinger Band, you're going to buy the shiz out of that. That's a whole system. What you do in the morning is you say, okay, I got all my stocks up here. Hold on. What you then say is, I'm going to walk through every single friggin' currency pair that I trade. And I'm going to look on all the charts every morning for that exact circumstance. Does this have that? No. Does this have that? Yes. Aussie dollar, put a full candle body below the Bollinger Band. That means I'm going to sell right away. Monday morning. Come Sunday morning, Sunday night, whatever, I'm going to sell that bad boy. That's a system. Dollar Swiss. You outside? No. Done. You're crossing stuff off. You're not taking stuff. You're throwing stuff away that isn't set up. Is this outside? Yeah. That went outside. Not a very big one, but that went outside. Let's sell a British pound on Monday. Let's do it. Euro dollar. You outside Bollinger Bands? Not all the way. You didn't do it. Bad job. Check minus. Go sit in the corner. Dollar yen, what about you? Nope. Not a trade. Euro yen? Nope. Not a trade. And you can see that by saying nope, not a trade, I'm doing myself a favor. I'm not chasing after the market. I'm in control of what goes on, and I can apply any system to this. And I cycle through 15 to 20 currency pairs, and I say, are you set up the way I like? The answer is no, you're gone. The answer is yes, I've got to get my profit target in there, my entry in there, and I put all that stuff all up in my trading account, and I take some serious trades. I go, you know, I'm risking 1 to 2 to 3% per trade on that action, and I've got these trades still sitting in here waiting to fire off. They haven't done it. I sold the CAD yen last week. That worked out all right. And I put them all up in there. What if you have 10 trades? Which one do you choose? You choose the one that looks the best. So I going back to divergence, I go back to all my divergence setups and I say, which one of these patterns has the cleanest level of resistance? In this case, it's the Australian dollar, US dollar. That's the one that has the cleanest level of resistance. I'm going to buy the ever-loving crap out of this on Sunday if it rises to 92.85. I'm going to do it. Probably 92.86. I got to account for the fact that it's got to clear the spread and go above the line. No, wait, 92.85 was fine. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me go back. That's fine. The level of resistance is at 78, so 85 is fine. 84 is fine. Come on, Booker. All right, let's look at some questions. Skipped a family outing to be here. You're the best. Hey, Brendan. Nice to be with you. Nice presentation, but too much BS. You're gone. I'm gonna take you out of the webinar. Nah, I'd make these people mad. You're an idiot. Good morning, Rob. What about the conflicting tabs on the EuroCAD? Wayne asks a good question. What about conflicting tabs? Too much BS. Whatever, dude. So Wayne, happy to have you here. Welcome. And conflicting tabs on the EuroCAD. No conflicting tabs there. Probably, let's look at the Aussie dollar. There's conflicting tabs. It's fine. To answer your question, there are tabs going in both directions. You're fine with that. You can go ahead and plan that trade as long as there's one tab going up. What about news releases? Talk about news releases. Actually, starting this week, I'm going to start doing some updates for my website on the economic calendar and talking about economics a bit more. So I like them. I like them. Safest profit target on a 15-minute chart for this divergence system is 30 to 50 pips. Does the Bollinger Band system work on a higher time frame? Yeah, sure. Do you only trade from London to New York hours? Good question, Andy. Thanks for being here, Andy. Andy, I trade from 5 o'clock in the morning, which is New York, 8 a.m., to about 9:30 in the morning, New York. That's 1 hour and a half. And then This is a total lie. I just lied to you, Andy. I apologize for being a liar. Ugh. I'm in a webinar during that time talking about these trades. But I'm set these trades up at 4:45 to 5 o'clock in the morning my time. By 8 o'clock in the morning New York time, those orders are in, and I could be watching Breaking Bad if I didn't do a webinar. But I love this stuff. I like talking to you about trading. And so I do that. Armando wants to know if we're buying at 92.85 or selling. We're buying. The divergence was an early warning sign that we were going up. Hi, Bob, says Wolf. Hey, Wolf. John says stay off the meds. That's hilarious. People are asking about how to get the indicators for MetaTrader. I made a commitment to the Real Traders webinar people that I would do no promotion during this webinar. I have no intention of selling you anything. So I just want to tell you, you can talk to them about that. And that's all I can say. So Wolf, that's cool. Does this work for stocks? Yes. I trade divergence on stocks. I do a whole service where I send out stocks, futures, and options. This is not a promotion, but I will show you. Allow me to show myself to you. I trade stocks in divergence. Like here's a setup on Wells Fargo where we had divergence and reversal tabs and a buy at 42. And then, geez, where did that website go? Jeez, look at all this. Oh, yeah, it's right here. And then Wells Fargo went to 45. So divergence on, geez, there's so many of Amazon. We bought at 293 and got out of 300. Same deal. It was just all divergent up in this joint. USO, IWB. You know, bought it on divergence and a reversal tab at 92.20, got out at 93.20. I sometimes use options. I think I did a Google 900 call, but that closed early. I just took the profit on it. It was a great trade. You had divergence. You had a reversal tab. I drew a level of resistance. It was a buy at 880, and when it was trading at 895, it had just done well enough for me. I didn't need to hold on to that anymore. It's just a few days of a trade. So yes, it all works. What time frame do I use? 15-minute on currencies and 5-minute on stocks. What trading software do I use? TradingView.com, and then I trade with FXCM for currencies. Is the Asian market a good time to trade? No. It's a great time to plan trades, though. Do I trade futures? Yes, Larry. Let me show you, Larry. I do. I love the futures. I love the future. The future is where it's at. Here's the S&P E-minis. That was a recent sell trade that I planned with divergence. And there's the result. So it broke down through this level here and then hit the profit target, and of course then it skyrocketed upwards. But yes, I trade futures. Oil. Hello, oil. I sold it at 108.20 and got out at 107.55. It went further than that. But yes, I trade futures. I like the futures. All of what I just said is futures. Did I take Ambien last night? Yes. Is this recorded? Yes. What's the difference between convergence and divergence? I don't know. Someone's asking for the link to my webinars. Can't promote. No promotion. No selling today. All free. What's the antidote for not having the 1 to 100 leverage anymore? You build up money over time. Ronald, what a good question. Welcome, Ronald, and thanks for being here. A while back, the National Futures Association, in combination with the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, decided to play Big Brother and take away leverage. And so for those of us with really small trading accounts, I trade a big account and then I also trade a small account. It became much more difficult, for example, to make as much money as fast. And the answer is you compound your money over time. So you use the leverage that you have and you compound your gains over time. Andrew says, this is great. Thank you, Andrew. You're great. Just to clarify, you only spend 15 minutes. Yes, I only spend 15 minutes. In fact, I probably don't even spend 15 minutes. It takes me about 45 minutes on the stock market because it just takes longer to draw the support and resistance on the stock market. And it's harder to find a trade on the stock market. But I do. Is the EuroCAD trade still in place? Asked Donna. Hi, Donna. You better believe it. Yes, that trade is going to open over the weekend. 37.78 buy on the Euro Canadian and a target of the weekly pivot at 39.61. You better believe it. I know some of you are asking where you can get more information, and all I can tell you is I promise not to promote or sell anything, and you'll get an email from these fine folks at Real Traders Webinars, but I did not come here to sell anything to you today. I just came here to teach because I love you people. Do I use standard Bollinger Band settings? Yes, 21.2. I cannot trade CFDs, Wayne, because I'm not in England or Australia. Does divergence work better with the trend? No. Works better in a ranging market. Where can I read a review of your divergence indicator from customers? You can't. Sorry. Don't mean to be pissy. Are there any specific MetaTrader 4 that have pivots built in? I built them. I built pivots for MetaTrader. They're awesome. Yes, Donna's saying TradingView has a subscription there for the indicators. Is that the same thing? Yes, it's the best version of them also. TradingView.com is where you can see those indicators. Do I have a pip target overall per week and per month? Kenny, I could talk to you for 3 hours about that. But Kenny, I will tell you what I will do for you. Kenny, you see here this thing on my screen? There's a point to this. I wrote a book. It's about 7,000 words long, and it's going to be published in hardcover, and it's about profit targets, setting goals, and growing a small account. And I am going to make this available in a PDF form for free. So you stay tuned. You stay in touch with me, I'll stay in touch with you. Can you follow my trades? Yes. I hope the people at Real Trader Webinars will help you figure out how to do that. Since you follow so many currency pairs, how did you backtest it? I spend my whole life watching television and backtesting, Andrew, so I spend a lot of time doing this. Is divergence when the stock is going up but the MACD is going down? Chrissy, you got it. Good job. Smelly sticker and a check plus for you. The answer is yes. What's the lowest time frame you use in Forex for divergence? 1 minute. You could trade this bad boy on a 1 minute chart. Let's do it. Let's do it, but we don't have much time. We're running out of time. We're running out of time. We're like Will Smith in a movie about the end of the world. We're running out of time. Can you trade divergence on a short-term chart? Yeah, you can. You do the same damn thing that we've been talking about all day up in this joint. Divergence. Boom. Done. Reversal tab. Boom. Done. Let's get some support. Why don't you support me? I said. And then you sell that below that level, and you just take a tiny bit of profit, and then you just lick that profit right off your fingers. A little bit of profit. 92.46 sell. 92.43, 44, 92.40. So 6-7 pips for a profit target. That's scalping. Going to talk about the backtesting process. We are out of time. I have a free book on backtesting, but I don't even have time to tell you where to get it. Rob, you place trade orders. Do you limit your total risk exposure to a certain percentage of your capital? Yes, never risk more than 3% of my total money at any given time. I don't even need leverage. I could use 20-to-1 leverage. It would be fine. Is E-mini futures better market to trade? No. Currencies is the best. Futures is the second best. Stocks is the next best. What is really fueling the hyperballistic moves in equities besides Bernanke's QE? The economy is improving. I know that you might not think that, but a lot of people do. It doesn't matter what we think. That's what people think. If my dad thinks it, he's 75, and he thinks the economy is improving, then it's improving. Where can you hear this recording? I don't know. How many times leverage is now possible? Do you have a trading room? Yes, I do. 60 minutes. Yes, I also use 60 minutes. How about gold? Gold is beautiful. My son plays Minecraft and calls it butter. Overall stock market down. Your charts say buy a specific stock. Do you buy it? Yes. Yes, I always trade the stock, not the market. Do you apply pivots on FX? You better believe I do. Yes. I love it. Leverage 50-to-1 is all I can get, and it's what I take. So I like leverage. Great talk on divergence. Luigi would be proud. Thank you. I appreciate that. How long do you leave a trade on if it's not open before you remove it? Forever. Forever. I will stay with that forever. What time frames do you prefer? 15-minute. FXI has great pivots. Nice recommendation, Mike. Good job. Do you have a signal service? Yes, and it is awesome. Under conflicting reversal tabs, Are you with Forex Peace Army guys? No, I don't know them, and I did not leave them. I don't even know who they is. I do not know them, Maria, so no. You're not showing the MACD. Do you still use your previous methods? Sometimes. And we're out of time. Oh, is it inappropriate to ask me about my performance results? No, you can see my results. I'll show you my last few trades. Sold the CAD yen, made a few pips, $1,600. Took a little bit of a profit on a dollar yen, and then lost $2,000 on that. Made $1,700. Made $2,500 on dollar CAD. Made $7,400 on Aussie dollar. I publish all my trades out in the open. They in the open, people. You can get all up in this joint, and I'll tell you what, you can. I'm not selling you anything. I really shouldn't even show this. I said I wouldn't sell anything, but I just want to show. Yes, I have Yes, I show my performance. I have a web page that's totally open to the public, and you can see like all of my previous trades that I planned out in the open recently, and you can even see some charts in this joint. This is that big Aussie dollar win before it's set up. That was the plan. That was the plan we published, yo. And the result was delicious. All right, I'm out of time. I love you guys. You showed up at this webinar when you could have been barbecuing with your Uncle Joe. Thank you. Thanks, Kevin and other humans.
Yeah, hey, Rob. First off, I just want to say thank you for such a great presentation, and you got me in stitches over here. It was great. And just to let everyone know, excuse me, if you go over to realtraderswebinar.com/offers, you can find Rob's offer there where you can sign up for a trial, correct? Rob, you can sign up for a $1 trial for 5 to 10 trades per day.
Yeah.
You'll see
right here, actually.
Right
here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you guys go there, you guys can check out Rob's offer.
I appreciate that. Thanks for saying that, Kevin. That's classy of you. I appreciate that.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for such a great presentation.
All right, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go eat breakfast, and you guys are going to have a great day of trading. Top Step is awesome. FXM. These are great. This is a great lineup, Kevin. You have a good day with everyone.
Yeah. We have a great lineup. Rob, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And next up, guys, we have Tim Lucarelli. So I'm just going to get Tim set up here.